The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Vasyl Lomachenko, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and we're going to name our top 10 pound-for-pound list. I'm going to start this one off with Trill. Oh, now you want to go to G, right? Now you want to go to G. You want me to pick. A minute ago, we were going to quit Boxing Bros because I always go to you first now.
All right, here we go. My answer to the first question.
Yes.
So I think Lomachenko is.
We'll go around that first, and then we'll go back to you for your top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
You want to say what?
No, not even close.
That's it?
Do I have to explain myself? Okay, this is why.
You don't need to give me your list yet.
Okay, I'm not going to give my list, but I don't think that Lomachenko has faced a legitimate opponent to give him that. But I have an idea of who he can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a Tank. Maybe we could fight him or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But Mikey.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, him and Mikey. If we fight Mikey, then I would give that to him. But everybody else, it was like he was supposed to be. So I can't get. He's on my pound for pound list, but #1, no, not at all.
All right, G.
I don't want to steal Trill's answer, but I agree with Trill 1,000% on this one. Lomachenko is definitely not my top pound for pound. I do believe if he does fight Mikey Garcia, then he has a solid argument, because Mikey he has multiple titles that he's won, so clearly he has the name recognition. He's fought a high level of competition that I feel like if Lomachenko could beat Mikey, then you got to give him his respect. But as of right now, with his resume, although it's impressive with just, with like 14 wins, and he has like 3 belts, yeah, that's cool. But I don't think that warrants #1 pound for pound.
This is disgusting to me. I really don't like agreeing with you guys this much. I'm like, oh my God, it's gross. I want to find a reason to disagree with you guys.
Segment's about to be 5 minutes each.
I can't disagree. I think he's not the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Here's my reasons why. He took an L. So you can't ignore that. He has an L. You thought he was good enough to beat Orlando Salidos, and he wasn't. Orlando Salidos beat him. Now, for some reason, we just washed that L under the rug, right? No, he lost. Then he was able to win. So he wasn't able to beat everyone he stepped in the ring with. We're saying he's beatable. He's already been beaten, so we know he's beatable. The other thing is, he fights in a lower weight division. And one of my biggest things with the lower weight divisions is I've seen them throw 1,000 punches, someone get hit 500 times, and then they leave with no marks on their face. So is it really that impressive? I agree with Trill, I agree with G. If Lomachenko really wants to impress me, fight Mikey Garcia, fight Gervonta Davis. You beat one of those guys, then we can talk about you being up there. But for right now, it's just part of the Bob Arum rotation. It seems like they always award a Bob Arum fighter the #1 pound for pound slot, whether or not he deserves it. And it was Chocolatito at one point. It was Manny Pacquiao back in the day, although Floyd Mayweather was undefeated for like 20 years plus. So, I mean, come on now. When it's all said and done, Vasyl Lomachenko is not the best fighter in the world. Not even close. So with that being said, we're going to go into our top 10 pound for pound list.
Oh, shoot. Here come the
All right,
drama.
let me pull my joint
Here
out.
come the drama.
All right. Trill, who you got at #10 on your pound for pound list?
Ignorant.
Okay.
Bantamweight champion, the Ring Magazine champion, 18-0 down in Bantamweight.
G, who you got?
Japan.
I got Earl Spence,
At
#10.
#10.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yo, I love him. He's undefeated. However, based upon how my list is ranked, the difficulty of fights, their resume, Earl Spence is 10, but my list is solid. So it sounds like I'm disrespecting him. I'm really not.
All right, so just quickly, you want to go over the criteria for your list, like how you rank your
Oh
fighters?
yeah, we should do that.
My criteria for my list, he did his own one.
Just saying.
As
Whoever Trill feels like, is that what?
this how impressive their wins are, and the competition, and how they won. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I have Edu at number 10. He's wiping people out. Undefeated. He's only 18-0. He has the belts, and he has the reigning belts. Right now, he's in the Super Series. He's about to be fighting Donia for the Muhammad Ali Trophy in the Super Series. So that's going to be a great fight. And I got him winning that fight. And I got him.
All right, what's your criteria?
My criteria is level of competition. It's a number of things, but like level of competition is probably like the priority. Then I go with the star power. And the reason why I say star power is because sometimes they may not get the level of competition because other opponents are scared of them. So you gotta give them credit for wanting the fights, but they can't get the fights. And then the last criteria is, clearly they have to be a champion. They have to run the division. So like when you mention that division, you go, this person, you can't even have the conversation without that person being listed. So that's the three major things, and that's how I got my list put together.
You guys are very complex with the way you put this together. My formula is very simple. My formula is very simple. Your accomplishments in the sport, and your current status and your current ability to win fights. So I'll give you an example. What you've accomplished matters. The number of titles you win, have you been unified, but also how close you are to your prime and your ability to still perform at an elite level. So that's how I judge, and give or take, right? So with that being said, my number 10 is Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's number 10 on my list because of his accomplishments in the sport. He's been a unified champion. He's beaten a number of heavyweights who are currently ranked in the top 10. Yes, he took a loss to Andy Ruiz, who's another great fighter. Marvelous amateur record. Only one loss in his professional career to Joseph Parker, who's a top contender, and a debated loss, because some people felt like Andy Ruiz won. So there's no shame in losing to Andy Ruiz. And I think Joshua's number 10 based on his accomplishments and what he's done in the sport and his status. I still think he's a good fighter, and he's still one of the best fighters in the world. All right. Going back to Trill, who you got at number 9?
Alexander Yusuf.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Povetkin. I'm like,
Alexander Povetkin.
I was like, yo, that means AB gonna be in this list.
Is there any particular reason why you got him at 9?
He's just impressive, man. I'm a fan, and he is the undisputed champion in cruiserweight division, and he's moving up to the heavyweight division. I know he's gonna do wonders there. Maybe I know he's gonna do some damage there. He can punch.
I don't think he's gonna do anything in the heavyweight division, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, I
Who you got at 9?
I actually got AJ. For the reason that you said, and to be honest, when I did my list like a couple months ago, AJ was like, I think I had AJ at number 2. But after that Ruiz loss, I have to bring him down. You know what I mean? And so, because other people's resumes technically are more sound than AJ's now, and it's more because of who Ruiz was, and it's not fair, but I just have to be real. Like, other than the fight with Parker, Ruiz didn't really fight anyone of note. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that a person like AJ could lose to that, a person with that resume, you get dropped, man. So I still love you, Joshua, but it is what it is, man. You number 9 to me.
All right. So number 9 on my list is Mikey Garcia. Number 9 on this, Mikey Garcia. It's my list. It's my list.
Nah, our list is actually simpler. It's crazy.
Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Don't you talk about my list. It's my list. Okay? So I got Mikey Garcia at number 9, which I think is a good spot for him. He's accomplished a lot in sport already. He has a lot of notable wins, but he's coming off a loss to Earl Spence, which people are giving him a pass for it. I give him somewhat of a pass. He's a smaller fighter. He dared to be great, but you know what? It doesn't mean that a loss isn't a loss. It's just like they want to sweep Lomachenko's loss on the rug. I can't do that. You lost, just like Joshua lost. Doesn't mean you're not one of the best fighters in the world. Mikey Garcia is one of the best fighters in the world, but currently I think his position as one of the best fighters in the world is at number 9. All right, Trill, number 8 on your list.
Number 8 on my list. Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia. Everything that you just said. I got Mikey Garcia. Everything you just said.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got Mikey Garcia number 8 also. I got Mikey Garcia number 8. Yo, and the reason why, I know now I'm going to seem a little hypocritical because I put Earl Spence at number 10, and you would think the person who beat the person should go above. However, Mikey doesn't belong in the welterweight division. He's like smaller, you know what I mean? And so Earl beating him, that doesn't really mean anything to me, but however, that's still a blemish on Garcia's resume, and so because of that, I had to put him at number 8.
So basically, you're overlooking the loss, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not overlooking the loss, but I do give him credit for daring to be great.
Exactly. You gotta
No, you're not overlooking the loss because you're not ranking him over Earl.
Yeah.
But that's what G did. So that's why I say.
No. I consider the loss, and that's why he's at 8. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, I like Mikey's resume more than I like Lomachenko's personally. However, he does have a loss from Earl Spence. So how can you be pound for pound with a loss from Earl? You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta go down, just like AJ had to go down. You know, so it's like, to me, I gotta be fair. You know, I can't put you at pound for pound and you taking L's out here in the streets. So
I got you. All right, so at number 8, I got Triple G, Gennadievich Golovkin. I think his resume, the number of defenses he had as the middleweight champion, and the fact that he's only taken the L to Canelo Alvarez, whom, you know, I think is a phenomenal fighter and very proven in this sport. I think you got to give Triple G the benefit of the doubt that he's still one of the best fighters in the world. No one else is beating him, and he has very impressive wins and a number of title defenses. So I got him at number 8. All right, Trill, you got it.
I can't stand you. I can't stand Triple G.
Yo, we didn't go over this together. We just made all this, so it's funny that
I got Triple G for all the reasons he said.
all right, this is where I differ. For number 7, I got Clarissa Shields. You know, the fact undefeated. I'll be honest. I don't think any weight cut, maybe heavyweight for women, and I don't even know who the heavyweight champ is for female boxing. But I'm pretty confident Clarissa will probably even take that person, and so because of that, she gets my number 7.
All right. Number 7, I got Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Now listen, his accomplishments in the sport, we don't have enough time to say it. What we do know is at the age of 40 years old, he got in the ring and beat one of the top welterweights in the division, Keith Once Upon a Time Thurman, and he became the oldest man to win the welterweight title, and he looked good doing it. I believe he has enough left in the tank based on his last performance. You're only as good as your last fight to give people and other fighters in this division a run for their money. So based on that, he has to be one of the top fighters in the world. His resume and his last performance, I got him at number 7. True, you got it number 6.
I have Juan Francisco Estrada. I was just checking up his record. I would make sure that I said his name right. I got his record. Yeah, he's 40. He's 40 with 3 losses, 40 wins and 3 losses. I believe he's a top-ranked fighter. He just fought, I think, 2 weeks ago, and a very impressive victory. He's the guy in his division. He's the #1 guy in his division. These guys, the smaller guys, they don't get no credit in their divisions. You know what I'm saying? Especially at being at least 115 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But you know me, I always like the little guys. We stressed it on the last episode that y'all are big heavyweight guys. These guys, they like the big guys. That's why I don't have none of the heavyweights on my pound for pound list.
Are you serious?
You know what I'm saying? I don't have no heavyweights on my pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. We got
number 6?
Yeah.
Man, I got Lomachenko. I'm gonna be honest. He's the smallest guy that's on my list. You know, like him and Mikey, I can't go anywhere lower than that. Like, cause at that, man, it's just watching dudes punch each other dead in the face for 12 rounds. No one gets knocked out. It's not entertaining to me. You know, like there has to be a risk factor. And Lomachenko, he's impressive with his style. However, you know, I don't believe. I'm be honest. With my top 3, it's blasphemy to put Lomachenko next to these guys. So I just can't do it to myself. So he's my number 6.
I actually messed up.
You do have heavyweight.
No. How my list was, because how I had the names. How I had my names, because after Triple G is Carissa Shields.
Oh.
I had Carissa Shields.
So you got Carissa Shields at 6. Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got Carissa Shields at
This
6.
is Ignu at 10, Alexander Yusuf, Mikey, Triple G, and Shields.
Yeah, 6.
So yeah,
It was
Shields.
Estrada. Estrada I had in my honorable mentions by accident. I had to put that name right there.
Alright, so you have Shields at 6.
Yeah, I have Shields at 6. Might be everybody. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to do my honorable mention list at the same time. But I have Shields. The reason why I have Shields is because she's amazing. And I'm definitely a champion for the women of boxing. I think women boxing has been unbelievable this year. So I gotta give it to Carissa Shields. And she's unbeatable, and she's going to different divisions, and she wanna fight guys.
So at number 6, I got Vasyl Lomachenko. For all the reasons I stated earlier, I agree with G, which is a rarity. So we can move on. What do you got at number 5, Trevor?
I got Lomachenko at number 5.
All right.
I got Lomachenko at number 5. Listen, me personally, I'm not a big fan of Lomachenko's resume, but I'm a fan of his footwork and his athletic abilities, and I do have to credit him for his wins. He is a champion in 3 divisions and got 3 belts in 1 division. So, and that's the lightweight division. So, I got him at number 5.
All right. Who you got at 5?
I got Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? The Gypsy King. Reason why, his resume is solid. You know, he defeated Klitschko, so that puts you up there, undefeated. He had a draw with Deontay Wilder, and although I'm not a fan of his last few fights, I do believe that Fury is still one of the 3-headed monsters of the heavyweight division, and so because of that, he gets my number 5.
So this is where controversy is going to stir. I can feel it. My number 5 pound for pound fighter in the world is Danny Garcia. And the reason why I have Danny Garcia at number 5 is it's my list. It's my list. It's my list. And I've never seen Danny lose a fight. I I watch him fight Keith Thurman, I think he beat Keith Thurman. I watch him fight Sean Porter, I think he beat Sean Porter. And then you look at what Sean Porter has gone on to do after their fight. He's basically gotten a gift decision against Ugas. And you look at what Keith Thurman has done after he fought Danny, which is go on to lose to Manny Pacquiao. That's after struggling with Jose Cito Lopez. I'm telling you, man, I told everyone who would listen, Danny won both those fights. In my eyes, I've never seen Danny Garcia lose a professional fight. So what am I supposed to do with that? Let the judges tell me that I saw Danny lose when I didn't see Danny lose? No, he's undefeated to me. I've never seen him lose, and because I've never seen him lose, and I think that he's won all those fights, I think he's the 5th best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and I think he'd give every welterweight in the world trouble. So, for that reason, he's number 5 on my list.
Got him on my honorable mention.
Yeah, I got him also in my honorable mentions, and the reason why is like I'm not gonna say he's undefeated, but I will say he is an elite level welterweight, right? And so, like, remember I got Earl Spence at number 10. If Earl would defeat Garcia, Porter, or Thurman, right, he jumps up because those names are like the names in the welterweight division. You know what I mean? But right now he only got, who does Spence have? For like a top tier welterweight.
Spence, Kell Brook.
Oh shit, I forgot about Kell. Oh yeah, he bubbled his eye.
You
You know what? I'm violating. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, I forgot about that. And he went to England to give him the brownie. I forgot he went to England to give him the brownie. Damn.
Like Danny,
Yo, Earl, I'll
I got
apologize.
Danny Garcia for everything that you said, but the one thing that I can't do, I can't
Oh, you got Danny
This
number
right.
4?
No.
Oh, it is. Got you.
I can't. I was gonna put him on my list, but then I started thinking about a lot of things, and then the last couple fights. He hasn't been able to really.
Yo, this is my problem.
What I'm saying is,
oh no, go ahead.
he. At the end of the day, I feel you on those fights, but he still lost.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? In the record books, he still lost. You know what I'm saying? But I totally agree. I said that before on one episode. These guys haven't been the same since they fought Danny. I don't know what Danny's doing, but these guys haven't been fought the same. So
It's when he closes his eyes and just
you know what I'm
swings
saying?
that hook.
So that shows you who really won the fight. But in the record books, they got it over. But yeah, I can't really dispute that. This is your list, and it's an honorable. I have him as my honorable mention.
Yes.
Who you got at number 4, Joe?
I got Manny Pacquiao at number 4.
Okay.
I thought that he was impressive. Especially with his age and regaining. What is he now? 15-time champion again. You know what I'm saying? With being a younger, bigger, longer reach guy, Keith Thurman, who was supposed to retire Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao showed that, hey, he could turn back the hands of time and wipe Keith Thurman away.
Man, I swear Trill looked at my list, man. I got Manny Pacquiao also at number 4, and the reason why is because I'm gonna be honest, I thought Keith Thurman was gonna violate Manny, and I was sadly mistaken. And the fact that he could do it at what, 42?
No, 40.
Oh, he's 40? Oh, my bad. Well, 40, whatever. That's 40. That's still old. You know what I'm saying? Boxing years. So the fact that he still did that to a top tier champion, hands down, Pacquiao deserves that ranking. So yeah, Pacquiao number 4.
At number 4, I got Alexander Usyk. I believe, without a doubt, he's one of the top fighters in the world. Top 5 easily. His resume, what he's accomplished at the cruiserweight division, being undisputed. It's not easy to be undisputed. You can't overlook this man. Plus, I like his energy. I like the character he is for the sport of boxing. I think him moving to the heavyweight division is him daring to be great. He knows he can stay at cruiserweight and dominate these guys, but he's looking to accomplish something bigger and better. And, you know, I like him as a fighter and I like him as a person, so I think Usyk is number 4 pound for pound fighter.
Yeah. We all got the same people on the list.
I ain't got him on my list. I hear what y'all saying.
All right, Trill, who you got at number 3?
I got Earl Spence Jr. I got Earl Spence at number 3. I got Earl Spence at number 3. And I got him climbing my list, and probably in the next month, because we're gonna do this every month. So I probably got him climbing the list probably next month. But I got Earl Spence for the next 3 years. And the next 3 years, and I got number 3 on my pick. So yeah.
I got you. G?
I got Bomb Squad. Deontay Wilder, number 3. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let me explain. Yo, listen. Nah.
It's your list, brother.
I have to explain. For one, undefeated, right?
I got him on my honorable mentions, just to say.
This is crazy. But and 2, yo, remember, yo, he is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Yo, the heavyweight division is so dangerous for any fighter. It doesn't matter. Like, again, AJ almost got knocked off of the top 10 pound for pound, you know, because of the fact that he lost to Andy Ruiz. Anybody could get knocked out in the heavyweight division. And so, to me, Deontay Wilder, the fact that he could stay as the WBC champ for this long and still fight top 10 heavyweight contenders for the past 4 or 5 years, you know what I'm saying? That's impressive. And so to me, he deserves number 3. Now, if he loses to Fury, then I might switch my rankings if Fury gets number 3. But right now, Deontay Wilder is still up top because he still has that belt.
It's your list, brother.
That's your list. I'm not gonna.
Nobody gonna tell you what to do with your list. You know what I'm saying? At number 3, I got Earl Spence. So I just think it's, like I said, accomplishments in sport and ability. And I think Earl Spence's accomplishments are great. He beat Kell Brook. He's beaten Mikey Garcia, who's a great little man. And we've seen a great little man can beat a good big man. So you got to give him credit for that win, because we would have given Mikey Garcia credit if he would have won. So you can't just let people hop in a ring and not hold them accountable. You have to be held accountable for what you do. Because if Earl would have underperformed, we would have held him accountable for it. And if Mikey would have won, we would have given him great stature and great status for winning. So with that being said, he beat Mikey Garcia, and now he's fighting Sean Porter. Earl's a victim of not being able to get fights. When he was calling them out and requesting them, he requested Keith Thurman, he requested Sean Porter, he requested guys, and they always said, get a belt first, do this, do that first. So he could have a resume that would already be better, but people didn't want to face him until it was worth the risk. And so now people feel like fighting him is worth the risk, so now he's getting these fights. But in my opinion, he's the 3rd best fighter in the world. Based on ability, he may even be higher than that. And I think that's why Trill's saying he's going to move up. But just accomplishments and ability, he's the 3rd best fighter in the world. Trill, we got number 2.
No, none other than TC, Terrence Crawford. I got Terrence Crawford at number 2. TC, undisputed champion at 140. Moved up to 147 to get a belt. I believe that he wants to be great, he wants to unify, but unfortunately for him, he's on the wrong side of the street. But you can't hold that against TC. Everybody you put in front of him, he beats. And he does more than just beat them, he beats them up. TC is a dog, he has a dog in him. Like, he just wants to go out there, he just wants to beat guys up. I got TC at number 2.
G?
I also got TC at number 2. Reason why? Simple fact, he is the boogeyman of the welterweight division. And the reason is it doesn't matter which welterweight. When they talk about Terrence Crawford, they give him the utmost respect, you know. And no one goes, yeah, I want to fight you right now. Everybody goes like, yeah, you know, you gotta cross the street. You know, I see what I can do. It's like, nah, that just means you don't want that smoke. So I have to give it to him. Even Earl Spence ranked him above himself, you know, and that to me, that was respectful because he was telling the truth, you know, like you gotta respect the guy's resume and the fact that he keeps wanting these fights, no one's stepping up. So the fact that you have to, I feel like you can't penalize somebody when they can fight top tier people, but when top tier people are saying like, nah, I'm all set. So he gets that number 2 slot.
I agree with Trill and G. His accomplishments, undisputed champion, his performances in the ring. He's clearly accomplished and he has the ability. He's still in his prime. When you take his accomplishments and his performances in the ring, he's number 2 pound fighter in the world. All right, G, we got number 1.
G.
Trill, we got number 1.
Okay, just real quick, I just wanted to run through my honorable mentions real fast. I had Estrada, as I made a mistake and said his name before because I was doing the research on it. I wanted to tell y'all why. Him being in the smaller weight classes is dominating at 115. But then I also had Tyson Fury and my honorable mentions with AJ and Wilder. Those were the heavyweights. And I also mentioned that I had Danny Garcia. Those are my 5 honorable mentions that I had. At number 10, I had Egnew. At number 9, I had Alexander Yusuf. At number 8, I had Mikey. At number 7, I had Triple G. At number 6, I had Carissa Shields. At number 5, I had Lomachenko. Number 4, I had Pac-Man. Number 3, I had Earl Spence. At number 2, I had Terrence Crawford. And to top it all off, put the cherry on top, number 1,
please.
Viva Mexico! I got Canelo Alvarez as number 1. For my number 1 pound for pound. Hey, listen, I don't even have to say it. Canelo is the man right now. To me, he right now is the cash cow, as they may say. He's just the main star, the superstar. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. He's my number 1.
G.
I like how you did. I'm gonna do the same thing. My only honorable mention was Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? Now, Tank, you beat Lomachenko, you up there, player. You know what I mean? So now, my 10 was Earl Spence. I put with an asterisk because I messed up. I apologize. I totally forgot about the Kell Brook fight. You know what I mean? I deserve a chocolate brownie for that. You know what I'm saying? Number 9, I got Anthony Joshua. Number 8, Mikey Garcia. Number 7, Clarissa Shields. Number 6, Lomachenko. Number 5, Tyson Fury. Number 4, Manny Pacquiao. Number 3, Deontay Wilder. Number 2, Terrence Crawford. And my number 1,
drum roll, please.
I'm still in Trill's answer, is Canelo Alvarez.
Woo-woo.
Again, his resume is the most sound. And although he lost to Floyd, I'm going to keep it real, Floyd does not count.
Doesn't count.
Floyd's that great, he does not count. Floyd don't count. So you got to give it to Canelo. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yo, he's a GOAT, bro. Yo, he's different. It's level 6.
He got paid to learn a lesson. That was the only way he did that.
But the price of that lesson is to take that out.
That was
a smart and hence he's pound for pound for that. Blessings to that lesson.
Lessons from that lesson.
Exactly.
So I don't do honorable mentions. Everybody doesn't get a trophy with me. So starting at 10, I had Anthony Joshua. At 9, I had Mikey Garcia. At 8, I had Triple G. At 7, I had Manny Pacquiao. At 6, I had Vasyl Lomachenko. At 5, I had Danny Garcia. At 4, I had Alexander Usyk. At 3, I had Earl Spence. At 2, I had Terrence Crawford. And at number 1, I have the only boxer in the world who people can identify by just one name, Canelo. Okay? So, my bros already said it. Look up the resume. Look up his contributions to the sport. He's the guy. He's the biggest fighter in boxing, the cash cow of the sport. Number
Franchise
4,
champ.
Yep, number 4 on Forbes list as the highest paid athlete in the world in every sport. I mean, come on, man. Canelo is Canelo.
That was Canelo. Please like and subscribe. And check us out on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's the Boxing Bros.